some people trying to figure out the meaning of life. I'm trying to figure out which expiration cycle has the most options volume. What's good, fam? It's your other brother Adam, Get Bags, and today we're going to be figuring out option volume by expiration. Okay, we're going to be using Python to do this. As you've seen in the last video, we just pulled down some option data, so now we're just going to be adding to that code and go ahead and figuring out total options volume by expiration. Okay, so first thing we're going to want to do is just add some more modules because we're going to need them later. Next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and add some empty data structures that we're going to be filling up throughout the course of our code. Alright, next we want to get the days to expiration for each of the expiration cycles. So we're going to just go ahead and gather some date information about the current time. Next, what we want to do is we want to go ahead and create a range that's going to loop through all of the expiration cycles. So we're going to grab data for each of the expiration cycles, and I'm only going to grab the chain data. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the call option and the put option data as well. Alright, now here's where we want to start building our for loop. It's going to loop through each of the expiration cycles, pull down the option chain data, and then go ahead and add up the volume across all the call options and across all of the put options as well. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and store all of that information in a list, in these lists above right here by expiration. So we're going to have the expiration date, days to expiration, and then the total volume per expiration date. Now we should be able to go ahead and loop through all of the expiration dates and pull down their options chains. So let's just go ahead and test it and see if there's any errors. But first, what we're going to want to do is, since we're going to be doing calculations on the data, we want to change some of the data types around, because some of the data is going to be delivered in strings. And so instead of adding strings, if there's a hyphen in the data, we can't add a hyphen, so we want to coerce that to a nan, and then fill the nans in if we can't add those up. So let's go ahead and check that out. Alright, next we want to add up all of the volume across the call options and the put options, and then we're going to save all of this data into the lists that we made above. Great. Now that we've saved all that data to a list per expiration, we want to break out of the for loop eventually once we collect all the data by expiration. And now we want to create a data frame that's nice and neat that we're going to use to aggregate and organize all of our data. That should be it. Let's go ahead and run it and see how it goes. Alright, today was the Friday after Thanksgiving, so volume a little bit slower than normal today from what you'd probably be seeing out of these options here, but the table looks good. One thing that I might clean up a little bit, or you might take a look at, is take a look at these lists. Just make sure they're the right length. So there's 13 expiration cycles here, as you can tell from the table, and then all of your lists that store the data are also 13 in length. So everything looks like it went through there. So next thing we're going to do is build this, but for open interest, so that we can see which expirations have the highest open interest. Alright, so I hope this was useful. Appreciate the time. Let's get these bags, fam.